Oh, hi. I wanted to do this live so I didn't have to worry about rambling on and having to cut it into multiple parts, but apparently you need 50 subscribers to go live, so whatever, I guess. Yeah, check and see how many subscribers I have, and if it's less than 50, you should totally subscribe. Just for that reason. Thank you. Um, but Raised by Wolves, Season 2, Episode 3. Spoiler alert. Pulling you from the sky, just like love will do. Pulling you from the sky, just like love will do. Did you notice that? They changed that at the beginning. They tweak the opening song sometimes. Usually it's like take this line out or make it the longer version. But this time they changed it because the last two lines is usually pulling you from the sky just like our world did, pulling you from the ground just like love will do. But they switched it up this week, pulling you from the sky just like love will do, pulling you from the ground just like love will do. Interesting. Speaking of interesting, so I got back, I retroactively, because I watched the episodes first before I did the bonus. There was more bonus features than I was expecting, but the podcast, I was looking forward to the podcast. Raised by Wolves podcast is great. If you don't listen to it, I highly recommend it. Because you get certain tidbits that I didn't realize until after I listened to the podcast, which was after my review. So now I know things that I discussed that have been confirmed by said creator. For example, they talked about how the swirling whirlpools in the acid ocean, it's because of the sinkhole. Just like there's the sinkholes on the other side of the planet, there's sinkholes in the tropical zone too, which is what's sucking the water down. And then he said that it goes through the core of the planet like we saw Mother and Father. And that's what turns it into acid, the fact that it's going through the core of the planet. Crazy. I love how they've thought about everything about, I mean, it's just a Ridley Scott production, so of course. So that's really cool. And they also mentioned, I'll get there. I better follow my notes or this will ramble on for too long and then I'll have to make it apart. So let's cut to the, I got notes. Let's cut to the chase. They also mentioned in one of the bonus features, because I talked about how it was weird that one ladder thing they were using looked like a DNA strand. I thought it looked all natural. But when she discussed them using said ladder, this lady in the bonus features specifically said, and then they have to use this wire ladder. I don't know if that's just a casual thing, she worked on the props or whatever have you. But she did specifically use the word wire. Like it was specifically not organic, but some kind of wiring. I'm telling you, there's a lot going on, and they're giving us all the clues, and we're going to look back at this show and go, oh my gosh, it was all right there. Like in the new podcast that I haven't listened to yet, but I heard a clip of on my deal, how they're talking about how everybody was like, where'd the snake come from at the end? But he was setting up snakes the whole time, especially with the bones. I mean, you saw the bone. Anyway, we'll stick to the notes. Another thing that they talked about in the podcast for episodes 1 and 2, the creator mentioned that Marcus is looking for the Tree of Knowledge. And he flat out, he dropped some big, the creator of the show dropped some big bombs in this first podcast. One of them being, he just flat out said, because it's clearly set up, and sure, you can figure it out, like I did. I suspected it was a seed. But he flat out confirms that, unbeknownst to Marcus, he's not looking for the tree, he's looking for the seeds to grow the Tree of Knowledge. And he said seeds, with an S, plural. But he said someone else is currently in possession. I'm like, yeah, Paul found the seed to the Tree of Knowledge. So they've got to plant that to grow it before Marcus can do his thing. So that's confirmed. But in regards to this episode, just random thoughts, which I loved, by the way. I'm loving all these episodes so far. This season has been great, just like season 1, 2, and 3. We're only getting 8 episodes, apparently. Season 1, I believe, was 10. So I'm going to brace myself for that. We only got 5 left. It was cracking me up how the Mithraic are now, being used as bait to go catch the my name is Larry, the snake. But they have these bombs on their chest, and if they go within more than 15 meters away from Father, they'll explode. But what's cracking me up is Father's like, keep up now, hurry up. He's a freaking android going like speed walking like I do. And they're like, oh goodness, because if they don't keep up, they're going to explode. Oh, I thought that was pretty freaking hilarious, keeping up with the android. Yeah, that'd be a good show. The Marcus is tripping, but like he's like it's not going away. Like whatever, taking those eyeballs doesn't just trip you out for a few hours and then you take a nap. No, his like veins are getting very like X-Files, like he's got the black oil. So look out. Maybe it's, who knows? Could be a spin-off. But then Marcus seeing Lucius is his name. I love Lucius. I'm such a huge fan of Lucius, and I'm glad that they were just not only freed and not only seem to be sticking around, because then the group, they're like, peace out, we're gonna go with Marcus. And Lucius, you see on his face the whole time, as soon as he hears them walking, he realizes, wait, are they really about to go with him? And then, the actor did such a great job in just this little sequence. When they're walking to Marcus, just the look on his face of the realization of, are they really going with this guy? Like, he doesn't say a thing. It's all internal. And you see him make the decision of, oh, wow, then they're stupid, and I don't want anything to do with them, because I'm not going to go with him, because I'm not an idiot. But to see them face off, now I really want to see Marcus versus Lucius. That would be really, 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 really cool. Campion and them, they're using this gun to swing, the same one that Marcus used to get off the acid. I guess it's explained a little bit more, and they're using it to swing in the cave with the church, whatever you want to call it. Because they met up with the android. It's something like out of Portal or Half-Life, that gun. It reminded me of that. I thought it was kind of cool to see that kind of utility or weapon in live action. And then Paul finds that knife that Mother used and then Marcus used to rip his face off or something in the dream. But then he used it to kill his old self or something. Anyway, this little I do have to make this part 2. See? I gotta make this a flippin' part 2. And hold on. We'll get back to the scalpel in part 2.